So what are you going to do? How are you going to grow, or have you actually hit a growth stall? You see, one of the things that a lot of people don't think about is that if 20 or maybe even 30% of the volume stops in your marketplace, then how are you as an individual agent going to write more fees than what you did last year? Now, it's a really interesting question because it's actually about understanding what are all the different things that you can do to really grow a business. You see, one of the things might be non-obvious that you can do to grow a business is to think about customer experience. Because if you get a great customer experience, then that actually leads you to more leads. And ultimately, that reduces your cost of lead acquisition. What we're finding is that in the market today, people are spending more money to generate the same or less number of leads that they've had before. And so their cost of lead acquisition has been significantly increasing. Lead generation websites taking 20%, being in a position that you're spending all of this money on social, but getting what for it? You see, the reality of it is that when you hit a growth stall, there's only a few things that you can do. Number one, you can increase your average sale price. But in most marketplaces, we're seeing prices come back by 5, 10, or even 15%. So if prices are coming back, then that actually means that your total fee production will come back in a line with those particular price changes. Then in addition to that, then you've got volume, about getting more transactions on. That might actually mean that you need to open in new marketplaces or be able to grow in that next market from where you're currently working today. The final one to then consider is then what we call average fee. And it's really important that you increase your average fee. You see, the challenge is that even though some of your competitors might be offering cheaper fees, do we actually even know that that's the truth? You see, if you were going into Officeworks and you wanted to go and buy, let's say, a whiteboard marker, and you saw a cheaper one at a different supermarket, when you actually get to Officeworks, they're going to ask you to bring either a quote in writing, or in addition to that, they're going to ask you to actually bring an advertisement that clearly shows that it is a like-for-like product or like-for-like service for the money. And this is an important thing, because it's not a like-for-like product or service. You are different towards your competitors, and you do bring unique things to the table. So it's actually up to you to learn how to sell what you do in a way that's meaningful to the customer. But it's really important that you start to think that if you're going to lose 5 to 10% of your fees purely based on the fact that there's going to be less volume in your marketplace, and 5 to 10% of your fees purely based on the fact that there's actually going to be less transactional volume, then you actually need to be increasing your fee to earn more of what you actually desire. You see, this is an important part for any agent. When you hit a growth stall, you got to turn back to going deeper with your existing customers, getting landlords to go and buy more investment properties, getting landlords to sell their investment properties, getting landlords to sell where they live. You need to then think about how you go deeper with past clients, to getting more of your past clients to be doing transactions with you so that you fight less on fees. And then you need to think about improving that customer experience so then more customers are going to tell other customers about you so that you can reduce your costs of lead acquisition. You see, every single person in your team is involved in the delivery of that customer experience. There's no one individual. All roles, all jobs, all people are an important part in making that customer say, hey, that was a great experience in working with your firm. So what are you going to do? Don't hit a growth stall, get growth, and make sure that you put yourself in the position to achieve what you're capable of. In markets like this, the best agents get going and they earn more income than they did the year before. I really hope you've enjoyed this week's coaching tip, and I look forward to seeing you next week.